video in our injury prevention series, activation exercises to turn the right muscles. All right, now these exercises should be performed right after we do our foam rolling with the tennis ball, and before we do like a general dynamic warm up. If we're talking about warming up, we also want to do these things as a cool down. So same thing with the cool down, we roll, and then we do these exercises, and really we're just trying to get the right muscles to work at the right time. Often what happens is because the calves are doing so much work all the time, they end up pulling on the knee or on the foot from above, and we end up straining things as a result. So our first exercise that we're going to look at is just kind of turn our calves off a little bit. Believe it or not, it's called leg lowering. Okay, with leg lowering, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my foot or grab my my leg like I'm stretching my hamstring. The other leg is going to be up next to it. I'm thinking about pressing my back into the ground, and I'm just raising and lowering. Right, when we're doing this, you or your child, they're going to feel a stretch here, okay, and that's what we want. I also want to think about pointing the toe down this way. I'm just coming up and down, all right? Tightening my abs, pressing my back into the ground. Now, if this is easy for the person, okay, you can kind of see my knee is bent here on the up leg. That means that I need to do this. This is kind of the right level for me, but if that's easy, we can make it harder by just removing the hands, okay? The goal, though, would be to keep this leg up. If you start to see this leg kind of travel down as I'm doing this, we're not working the right things anymore. So that would be our first step. Our second exercise that we're going to do is a glute bridge. All right, the starter progression for glute bridge, literally we just straighten our legs out, and all I'm doing is I'm just tightening my butt cheek into my hands, about 20 times on each side. Okay, and what we want is for the athlete or you to be feeling your glute, trying to get this muscle to work versus anything else, so it can do the work as we run or sprint. All right, once you can do that pretty easily, I can kind of squeeze one side 20, squeeze the other side for 20, and I feel one side independently versus the other. Then I can move to just about 20 glute bridges here. I'm just pushing my butt up, I'm squeezing. Note, I'm feeling this in my glutes, in my butt, as opposed to my back or my hamstrings. Okay, and again, I'm doing 20 of these. Just up fast, actually up at a moderate pace, squeeze, hold, slowly lower. By the time I get to rep 20, I should really be feeling the muscles burning. Now our last exercise is an inchworm. Okay, this is probably one that you're familiar with if you played for any amount of time, or you might have seen your child do this as a warm-up. For inchworm, what we want to do is we come into a push-up position, we walk back, we press the heels into the ground, and we walk forward. All right, I can also modify this as a downward dog. I just rock my body back, press the heels into the ground, come back. And again, for that one, I'm just doing about 6 to 8 reps, okay? So we have leg lowering, which again would be about 8 on each side. We have 20 glute bridges, and then we have 8 inchworms, all right? Do those as a sequence, 1 or 2 times, both as a warm-up and a cool-down. It's going to ensure the right muscles are, have the correct movement, the right muscles are turned on, and ensure that we are injury-free, injury-proof as possible before and after we play.